So if you haven't already, go grab today's homework. It's day 4, surface area prisms. I've actually already worked some of these, and they're straight off your homework, oddly enough. So go grab them. If you didn't copy that down, maybe do that. So here's the first one I'm going to work out of here. Actually, I'm only going to work one, and then I'm going to put 2 in class kick for you to go do. They're the triangle ones because I think they're oftentimes the most difficult. So here's what we need to talk about. First off, this is number 2 off your homework. How many sides do we see here? And I don't know if you have trouble seeing 3D. Some folks do. But I have 2 triangles. That's the ends, and they're identical. Okay? 2 triangles on the end. They're identical. So I'm going to draw those here. 2 triangles. And I'm going to draw the dimensions with them so I see it. So I'm going to have, it's 5 inches on the slant. That's not really helpful for finding the area, but it's 3 by 4 here. And so we'll talk about that in a second. I also see, and I'm going to try to draw these and erase them for you, okay? So I see a rectangle here. Okay? See that rectangle? That rectangle is 7 by 5. If you look at the dimensions here, 7 by 5. I'm going to erase this so that I'm able to draw more on it. So again, 7 by 5 is what I see on that one. So we'll go back like that. Okay? So I'm going to draw that rectangle over here, down here. So 7 by 5 on that one. Oops. 5 goes over here. There we go. I also see a rectangle on the bottom. This one's kind of fun. I'll trace it here for you. There you go. So that one on the bottom there. And that's 4 by 7. You can see its dimensions right there. 4 by 7. And if you need to see that longer, you're welcome to pause. So I'm going to draw that one, a 4 by 7. Okay, 4 by 7. And then lastly, I see the back side. That one's back here. And so that's 3 by 7. 3. And here's the 7, because all these edges like this are all 7. So it's also 7. So 3 by 7. And then we're going to erase it so you can see it better as I put it back. So a 3 by 7 then. A 3 by 7. Okay. So area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. And so here on this triangle, there's the base, there's the height. That hypotenuse doesn't do us any good. So we have 1/2 of 3 times 4, which is 6, by the way. 3 times 4 is 12. Half of that's 6. So 6 is one of the things I'm going to add together. But the thing is, remember, I had 2 of those. So I'm going to still have to double that again. So I actually am going to add 12 in there for the 2 triangles. So not using the 6, I'm going to use the 12. Now, there's only one of each rectangle, unlike the rectangular prism. So 7 times 5 is 35. Remember, those are base times height. I'm going to add that in there. 7 times 4 is 28. Again, base times height. And 3 times 7 is 21. Base times height. So now I just add up all 4 of these numbers. And again, if you didn't catch that, let me go back and make sure. 2 triangles, right? 3 times 4 is 12, right? Half of that is 6. Well, there's 2 of them really, so I double it again anyway. Only one 7 by 5, one 4 by 7, and one 3 by 7. Add them all up. Let's make sure I'm right here. So 12 plus 35 plus 28 plus 21 is indeed 96. And again, it's area, so it's inches squared. If you need to watch that again, go back and check it out again. Make sure you got it all. So pause here, head into class kick, you work a couple, then I'll come back for the answers. You'll have a good chunk of this worksheet done if you got the ones out of the vocab, right? Okay, so like the last one, this one starts out with 2 triangles on the ends. One here and one here. And each of those triangles is a 6 by 8. So I'm going to go back and erase those real quick so we can see everything else real quick. Hang on. Grab this. So 2 triangles at 6 by 8. So 2, right? Triangles. There we go. And we said they were 6 by 8. That 10 on the side didn't matter. So we'll come back and get the area of those in a second. Let's find the rest of the shapes first. We have the base down here. That's 8 by 15. So again, the triangle on the bottom is 8 by 15. And there's only one of those guys. So I'm going to come back here and erase this on here so I can draw on it again. So I did the bottom already. Let's see the triangle, or the rectangle, I'm sorry, on the back. There we go. And that is 6 by 15, because again, every edge like this is 15, so I have a 6 by 15. a 6 by, catching the 15 is kind of a common theme here, right? And then I have that big one on the front, which is right here, right there, which is 10 by 15. So we'll draw that one here, 10 by 15. And I'm going to go back and erase that extra stuff so we can see the original image. So on the triangle, going back up the top here, I had two that are 6 by 8, right? So again, triangle is 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 of 6 times 8. 6 times 8 is 48. Half of that is 24. But again, we had two of them, so we're going to double that again anyway, right back to 48. So that's one of the shapes I'm going to add. And then we had an 8 by 15 rectangle. That's 120. Okay. And then we had a 6 by 15. And that's 90. Again, just base times height on these, right? So the area of a rectangle is base times height. And then 10 times 15 is 150. So we're going to add all this together, 120 plus the 48 plus the 90 plus the 150. Lo and behold, we get 408. And again, it's labeled centimeters squared because it's area. Again, can you go back and watch that again? Watch it again. See what I did. Raise your hand. Ask a question. Unless you're at home watching this, then that doesn't do any good. So, alrighty. So another example, another one that you're supposed to do in Class Kick. Come back and check it here. Now this, I like it when they're laid out flat like this. You can really see everything. You can see the two triangles right here, right? So that's kind of nice. And those, if you take a look here at those triangles, they have a base of 20 and a height of 15. So again, that's two triangles, right? And they are, again, I like to draw them out here. So base of, oops, base is 20. I just wrote that wrong. There you go. Base is 20 and a height of 15. And again, triangle is 1/2 base times height. It's a 2, I promise. So that's 1/2 of 15 times 20, which is 150. Again, there's two of those, right? Times 2, so that's 300 for the triangles. Then the rectangles, we can see an 18 by 60. So 18 by 60, which is 18 times 60 is 1080, right? And then we can see in here a 20 by 60, right? So 20 times 60. So 20 times 60 is 1200. And then another 18 by 60, which is 1080. When we add that all together, we should get a grand total of 3660. I got the wrong answer over here. Don't forget to label that, by the way, as inches squared because it's area. So again, that's inches squared because it's area. Label's important.